So I wasn't even really planning on making a review for this pair of shoes, but you know what, I got it in hand and I'm like, damn, this is probably my new favorite colorway. A sneaker that hasn't really taken off for one reason or another, but I think there's some really good aspects about this pair of shoes. So let's jump in, let's see what these are all about, and today's pair of sneakers, of course, is the Yeezy MNVN Blue Tint. The MNVN box, 700 boost. Here's the size tag. We're gonna get into this nice and quick. So let's slide these open and show you how nice this colorway actually is. I'm really liking this one, guys. The Yeezy MNVN Blue Tint. So this is the 6th colorway of the Yeezy MNVN, and as far as like 700s go, we've seen a lot of them releasing this year. V1s, V2s, V3s, and MNVN colorways. There's just a whole lot of 700s in 2021, and as far as the MNVN goes, I'm a little bit disappointed in how they went in terms of releasing this pair of shoes. So when this new model, the MNVN, was first introduced, there were some exciting things about it. Of course, it being a kind of new take on a model that a lot of us really liked. So they started off making this model very limited. They actually only dropped in certain cities like New York, London, Paris, etc. And I thought that was a really interesting way of releasing a pair of shoes. And I always thought that the MNVN would kind of be that pair of shoes that's limited and kind of a little bit more elusive than the rest of the Yeezy models. In 2021, we're getting 2 more colorways back to back, and it just seems like the hype or just the interest in this pair of shoes in general has died down quite a lot. I've been a fan of the MNVN ever since it released. I liked the pair of shoes a lot. I thought it's comfortable. I thought it looks really, really good. However, there has been a lot of people who have mixed opinions about it. Specifically, I would say due to the materials that are used on here, and maybe that correlates to the price point that they're asking, and then the materials that you actually find on here. And I just feel like it kind of lands in a bit of an awkward space in the Yeezy model lineup. Of course, this just being some kind of spin-off from the 700 that is still pretty expensive, but also not as expensive as the more premium ones. And a lot of people are opting to pay that higher price point for those better materials instead of dropping down and getting this pair of shoes. So these are 180 pounds here in the UK, or $220 if you're out in the US. And when you compare that to a V1 or a V2, now that they've actually lowered the price tag, obviously $220 versus $240, it's kind of, you know, you go for those premium leathers or you go with a nylon upper, and I guess a lot of people are choosing the leather. So yeah, with the materials that you're getting on here, like I said, it is a very thin nylon material covering the upper, and because that nylon is pretty damn thin, it also leaves the shoe looking all wrinkled and kind of flat when you take it out of the box. You get some fused rubber overlays which kind of hold the structure, specifically around the toe box, and then again around the back just for that heel counter. The tongue is one of my favorite things about this pair of shoes. It's extremely padded with a really nice material that feels great on foot, and because it's quite large, it does just sit on top of your foot and make it feel really nice when you're wearing it. You also get nice padding around the ankle area, so overall this definitely is a very comfortable shoe. And of course, when we move down to the midsole that you're used to, the Yeezy 700 midsole that's there on the V1 and the V2, so of course this still has boost. The The only thing I would say that kind of affects that comfortability is the actual lacing system. So I know Kanye and his relationship with laces is not the best. However, this specific thing, which kind of was our introduction to the infinity lacing system, it's really not that stretchy, and they do kind of leave it very tight. You don't get a lot of adjustability on here whatsoever. Now personally, I've never actually cut off a pair of MNVN infinity laces and replaced it with regular ones. Be very interested if any of you guys have, so let me know down in the comment section. But that is something I would look to do in the future. So yes, of course, that leads to sizing issues, this being a pretty snug pair of shoes, and for the most part I just recommend a half size up. No need for necessarily going a full size. I feel like a half size should fit just fine. Now as far as the colorway goes, I think this is my favorite. I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, we've only had 5 other colorways, and trust me, they've all been pretty damn solid as well. This blue tint, it kind of from afar kind of looks like it's white mixed with black, and I really like the way that that looks. However, you do get a very blue tint, so aptly named. I think it looks super good when you're wearing it. To get some reflective elements, the 700 text that's on the side, around the back of the shoe, the midsole, and towards the toe box as well. But at the end of the day, with the amount of 700s that we have not just released but also upcoming, Wave Runners restocking, we got a bunch of the MNVN colorways restocking and releasing in the future as well, and with this many options, it's hard to say that this is the one that you need to grab, and if you don't grab it, you're gonna miss out, because I don't know if you necessarily will miss out. You might just have a colorway around the corner that looks very similar. But as a sneaker in and of itself, individually looking into the Yeezy MNVN blue tint, I say this is a very nice colorway, and it's overall a very nice pair of shoes. So overall, high ratings from me. I think this colorway just looks super good from all different kinds of angles. Let me know if you went for this one, if you managed to grab it, and what you think of this colorway. Let me know down in the comment section. Also, I want to know if you guys have cut this. If you cut this off, help me out. Let me know if I should be doing that, or does it kind of change the way that the shoe looks? Let me know down in the comment section as well. But that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then,